Today we'll be looking at my favourite part of the show, exploring in my favourite part of the show, the daily du'as, the part that we must improve and we must aim to make an integral part of our daily living.
I'm certainly learning a lot myself, and with the knowledge and blessings that Sayyid Haydar Jazani brings to us.
I'm learning from you guys as well.
Thank you, and salam alaikum.
Salam wa rahmatullah.
How you doing? You good?
Alhamdulillah. How's it you guys doing? Well?
Alhamdulillah. Can't complain.
Alhamdulillah. So this one is a good one for early morning starts, for people who are going to university or just general studies in just any kind of.
It's good for everybody. We're all students of life. We're students of life. We're going to study.
For anyone really.
Yeah.
And this one's a dua before studying, the mustahabbat of it. What it basically means is, oh Allah, make useful for me for what you have taught me, and teach me knowledge that will be useful to me. Oh Allah, I ask you for the understanding of the prophets and the memory of the messengers.
Wow.
Very, very strong. And those nearest to you. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, give me a blessing for me to understand what I seek. And for what I seek, will understand me as well.
It's beautiful, amazing.
It's amazing. And as I said before, you know, these du'as are like poems, literally. Yeah. They're like poems because they flow very beautifully, especially on the tongue. And the effect it has inside, you should have like a small emotional, you know, reflection to yourself where you're like, oh wow, like this has a very, very deep meaning to it. And you know, for us to have a special type of dua for every single thing in the world,
absolutely,
whatever you can think of, there's a dua.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. You know, because you've taken every single thing in life into consideration, and you've given every single thing its, you know, maqam. You know, maqam is it's statute. You know, its place. That's what it's called. So everything, literally everything, every blessing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has bestowed upon us has its place in the heart and in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So this one, for you to study, you have to use something, the most blessed thing that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given you, which is your mind, for you to be able to think. In the Quran it says, لَقَدْ أَهْدَيْنَا لَكُمْ الْفِطْرَ. Fitr is your mind.
The power of reflection,
For you, exactly. For you to have an understanding, to go and seek the truth. Now, alhamdulillah, these days, we have the internet, we have social media, we have the news, we have books, we have online books, online libraries, for us to seek Islam and to run after the truth, to see what the truth are. Now, for the people who live in a place, there's some places around the world where internet and technology doesn't come near. Now, are these guys going to be held accountable later on for not knowing the truth? Because they're going to have, you know, someone asking them why, you know, but they don't have none of this.
So you say with the question in the grave, for example, for somebody who hasn't heard of teachings of Islam, is different from people who had access Islam in the news, Muslims all around them. You're saying that it's a different kind of questioning or
of course
judgment.
You know, not even these people who have no technology around them.
Yeah.
Did the Prophet have technology around him? How did he spread the message of Islam so widely with no technology, using nothing but messengers?
But wouldn't Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His infinite mercy, He knows how He's created us, in what context, perspective.
Yes,
there's so much to, you know, what His final judgment will be. Yes, in our idea we could say you should go and push, you know, go and learn. There's people in the deep Amazon who don't even talk to the outside world. They are so
no connection.
No connection.
We see, that's always a question that's held for myself.
But then they would have their own laws of, you know.
It must be like a fitra teaching from ancient
Something
times. There must be most like civilizations it would seem like from anthropology have some kind of code.
Yeah.
Whether it's a remnant of when Anbiya contacted those people or was raised amongst, and it's ancient, it's distorted, but it exists.
A truth.
But there's some kind
There-
of
yeah.
moral code that all
Yes.
cultures have.
Of
So
course.
only Allah knows, I guess, that, you know,
How
Yeah,
we would
yeah.
judge.
Of
Yeah.
How
course.
would
Well, we
judge,
are no one to judge anyone else. Only Allah is the person. He's the one who comes with the final judgment and tells everyone where to go. But what my point of it is that even if you are at a place where you don't have people around you who are
Yeah.
Muslims and there's nothing for you to search, I think Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has still given you a brain.
yeah.
Regardless if you believe in Allah or not, you have a brain. Now, a sane person will ask himself, okay, we'll sit down and think. Now, what is really out there? And this is what a person done in the Prophet's time, where he was seeking the truth, but he lived in a place very far. But he made a journey all the way to where? Towards the Arab, towards the Middle East, towards where the most talk is going on, the most wars and stuff is going on, was where in the Middle East.
Yeah.
Islam was a new religion. Everyone wanted to fight them. They had to fight with everyone. So he went after, he wanted to see what's going on. He went there. And once he sat down and spoke to 1, 2, 3 people, eventually getting to near the Prophet, he surrendered. Because he found it. What he was seeking for. Now, knowledge is something that carries on going. I know people who's been in Hawza. I know scholars who's been in Hawza for over 40 years and says, I have learned nothing yet.
Yeah. Amazing.
So imagine how much there is to be learned.
So in continuation of the dua, if you'd like to.
Yeah, so, oh Allah, make my tongue full of your remembrance and my heart with awe of you. Oh Allah, you do whatever you wish, and you are my availer and my protector and best of aid.
Ooh.
Oh Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you know what's best for me.
Tawakkul Allah. That's really that portion just says to me, like, relying on Allah and trusting in Allah the outcome, because sometimes you ask for a specific thing, and if you get it you are happy, and if you don't get it you're not happy, but you don't know if it's good or not for you. But I mean, in this situation it's like you're saying, I'm going to rely on whatever outcome,
Yeah.
whatever it is, I'm going to make myself satisfied because it's from Allah.
Of course. And sometimes it's, you put your hands with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you put your heart with him, your tawakkul fully on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he's the best of planners.
Yes.
Sometimes you ask for something, this something doesn't happen. It's for the best for you. This is how you should take it. When you have something so dear to you and it breaks, us Arabs, what we say is called dafa' bila. You've paid off troubles. When something breaks, you've paid off troubles. That broke instead of something worse happening to you as a person. Now that's partially tawakkul on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You're giving your tawakkul to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So when something bad happens to you, you mirror it and use that something bad as some way to remind you of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His blessings. Now, my car got stolen today. Alhamdulillah. This is dafa' bila. I've paid off troubles. I could have jumped in the car and got into an accident today.
Yeah.
So this is how you think of it. You say Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is looking out for me. Sometimes this is the type of wave you should think. Not everything, bad something, Allah doesn't love me.
Yeah.
Allah doesn't love you. Which creator doesn't love his creation? And we are the best creation anyone can create.
But the human nature, the human being is fragile. We're so
It's a
fragile
war, it's a
emotionally.
war within itself.
Yeah, and so fragile, so small. If the piece of, like a splinter of a piece of wood touch us in our little finger, it's the worst
Literally.
thing in the world.
Yeah.
And
anything bad, you automatically say, "Oh, Allah doesn't want to bless me." You saying that you've put no faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You put your faith into a wobble.
Would you like to recite this in?
Yes, of course. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد اللهم انفعني بما علمتني وعلمني ما ينفعني. اللهم إني أسألك فهم النبيين وحفظ المرسلين المقربين. اللهم اجعل لساني عامرا بذكرك وقلبي بخشيتك، إنك على ما تشاء قدير، وأنت حسبنا الله ونعم الوكيل. So Allahumma انفعني بما علمتني وعلمني بما ينفعني. Oh Allahumma, bless me with what you have taught me and teach me of what you have blessed me. So that is very strong. So he says, oh Allah, make me understand what you have taught me and teach me to understand what you have blessed me. Okay, so for you to understand your blessings, you have to study them. You have to really look at your blessings.
Think about your life.
You have to really think about what are you blessed with in your life, and understand why you're blessed with them. Do you understand why you look? The blessings of eyesight is so dear to you. You have to understand why it's so dear to you. For you to see the creation Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in front of you, for you to submit it, to understand it. Now, if you tell a blind person that in front of you is a beautiful tree, how would this blind person believe? We have ulama which are blind. We have servants, very known servants who are passed away and still alive, who are blind. They've submitted to Allah's creation without even looking at it. This is how much yaqeen, this is how much faith they have.
Without seeing the visual signs, the ayats, the visual signs of Allah.
The visual signs, which is the most reliable ones. If you see, you believe.
Yeah.
And they've accepted it. You know, but how? Through understanding the blessings that they have. They might not be able to see, but they feel. They might not be able to see, but they can touch. They might not be able to see, but they have a connection to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more than the person who's seen everything.
Because also when we think about blind people, we often say, oh, they can't see the blessings, but then they're also withheld from all the sinful things. So in that way, it's such a blessing not to see that. So
and the sins are bad for your memory and things like this, seeing munkar and stuff like this. So there's even a blessing in the inability to see visually.
They've been given a blessing of, having an easier test, maybe. Because they can't see the things that will give them bad sins or anything. But it doesn't make them non-human. No. They still have a human thought. They still have a human feeling.
For sure.
They can stray as bad as a human being or be better than a person
than a regular person would say. Yeah.
Exactly. But it's just you acknowledging your blessings. You counting your blessings and understanding them. So this is why Allahumma an'amni bima allamtani, bless me what you have taught me and teach me about what you have blessed me. Allahumma inni as'aluka fihm an-nabiyyin. Allahumma I seek the knowledge of the anbiya, of the prophets that you have sent. Why have you sent them? And hifz and to hold very closely al-mursaleen, the messengers who are close to you. Now this is all blessings. This is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling you, study your blessings. When you want to pass university, passing university is a blessing. For you to pass university and pass your tests and get your graduation and walk into this hall proud that you just have finished 3-4 years, completed it, and you have a paper to show that you have completed it. This is a blessing from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He gave you this tawfiq. Don't think you did it by yourself.
Absolutely.
So you have to understand your blessings.
It's a gift.
It's a gift. You have to understand them. Now studying is a blessing. For you to have this knowledge, to know, is a blessing itself. So you have to go after it. No matter how much you learn, there's still more to learn.
I think we are also, because we have this blessing of free education in this country, up to a point, and then obviously we don't appreciate it as much. I see the children when you go abroad, and they, they're struggling to have, stationery, stencils, things. Education isn't free. It's difficult for them, and yet everything is easy accessible for us in this country. Very easy accessible. Yep. And we don't pursue the knowledge, whether it's knowledge of dunya, but it's still enlightening us, and it's taking those blessings and saying, I'm going to utilize them. I'm not going to waste my years, and not necessarily that it has to go through the education route, but make use of your existence. Be purposeful. Lead a life that's going to be like we've talked about before. And
even you said dunya, but like even knowledge of the sciences or the social sciences.
Absolutely.
These kind of sciences, you can be a benefit to mankind.
Yeah.
It's still benefit. So it's still there's still a religious and godly element to even learning secular, what they might call secular knowledge.
Even understanding other religions.
Definitely.
Why not? See how other people connect to the people that they love. It just builds your own yaqeen, belief, faith
in your own teaching,
your own religion.
Yeah, definitely.
Studying looking at other religions to see what you have truly been blessed with. Because I believe us Shia Islam have so much detail in our belief. No other religion has that detail. No other religion has that heart burning for the detail that we have been left, so just very simple. You ask, say for instance, Christianity. Jesus was born. They have a small celebration. When he passed away, they have a celebration. But they have other people who are as important as Jesus.
When they think he passed away. When they think he passed away, yeah. And you have Mary, you have Joseph, you have Saint Paul, you have Patrick, this, that, all these ones, they have their memorials. But yet again, it's not really taken to place. Even with Ahlul Sunnah, when you ask them the birth of Rasulullah, bid'ah, or when is the death of Rasulullah, why don't you sit down and read the Quran for the thawab of Rasulullah? No, this and that. They don't have it. But with us, we have 12 imams which will commemorate their death, their birth, when they became imams. And Rasulullah, when he passed away, when he became a Nabi, when he got the message, when he gave the first Quran, when he first received the message, every single part, the Mi'raj, all of that, we celebrate every single thing. Remember those special times.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Thank you so much. Thank you for today's recitation and insightful conversation.
Very insightful.
Inshallah, we'll see you another morning
Inshallah.
soon. Inshallah. That's all we have time for today. Next up is Sister Masuma Jafar. We're talking in hijab.